What up? Charity Stripe, hit your free throws cause they all free. Joshua Fisher, Alexander, toss me the rock. Tosopoulos, DJ, Nikki Snacks, Kreider, best to Bleav, right here on Stadium. We're going to Rudy Gay on his Speakeasy podcast with Devin Ferguson. Check this clip out.
The Jazz are looking really well right now. I'm gonna start with that. Unexpectedly, we're gonna start with that. Your team, y'all came out hot and y'all look great.
Well, I'm not gonna say unexpectedly. We've been playing well. Coach Will, has been great with putting us together and putting us in the right spots. It's early in the season, and obviously we have a lot to work on. But we showed some heart early.
It might not be surprising. It might not be surprising to you, but to people outside the league, they didn't think y'all were going to do this. They thought y'all were tanking.
I mean, you got a team full of pros, man. Anything can happen. Larry Markkinen has surprised a lot of people with how he plays. I mean, how could he surprise you? He's 7 feet, could shoot, dribble, and pass. So, I mean, what else do you ask for?
Works perfect in this league.
How many people that could do that? Not many.
The Jazz are the surprise team of the NBA thus far, but it just kind of flips everything we thought about the NBA on its head, where you need like 2 superstars or you need a big 3, where these guys are 10 deep of guys who are just good basketball players. No one is an all-star yet. I mean, obviously the way Markkinen's playing, he probably will be. Conley is like a guy that he won't make the Hall of Fame.
I feel like they likely could not have an all-star on this team.
Probably not.
I think Markkinen can make it the way he's playing.
In the West, though.
It's tough, yeah. I mean, look, Conley's like barely made an all-star team.
But that's even more fodder to your point.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make an all-star, it's just a lot of good players, really competent basketball players.
Good young guys,
that
too.
Are incredibly well coached.
Well coached, clearly. I mean, talk about Coach of the Year candidate in the first, 8th of the year. It just goes to show you that if you're a deep team, can take you almost as far as a team where it's just reliant on one superstar, like the Los Angeles Lakers or
now,
2.
Maybe. At least 13 games through regular season.
Look,
right?
They're 7 above 500,
but it's not
on a losing streak.
It's not what I need to see is this team late in the season, and if they do make the playoffs, compete and win games and execute late in games, which they've been really good in clutch time minutes so far, second best record in the NBA behind the Bucks. But if they can't do it in the playoffs, it doesn't really matter.
If this
right?
Utah,
and obviously we know that the expectation is that in the NBA, in the regular season, a lot of teams don't play at the same caliber or level of defense that they will in the playoffs.
Sure. But this team we anticipated to be at the level the Rockets are.
At the level the Lakers are.
Lakers are, the Pistons are, yet they're 10-3, the top team in the West. I don't anticipate they'll be there by the season's end. But
would they make moves if they were there?
Oh man, that is a can of worms we probably need a boatload of time on because
or will they?
I don't know.
Or how about this? Will they not make moves too? Right, that's just as important.
Ride. Yeah.
Right. Well, because beginning of the
keeping
season,
guys like Jordan Clarkson, right?
Right. Well, they were talking about the Lakers getting some guys, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now maybe they retain everyone and they see how far they can take this team.
And the
taking
Lakers,
trade pieces
as
off the
great
table.
lyricist and singer-songwriter Ellie Goulding had said, anything can happen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have said that other than her, but I'm glad that she gets the recognition she deserves for that quote.
Kevin Garnett.
Garnett, yeah, I mean, but Ellie Goulding, shout out to her. All right, let's go. Speaking of the Lakers, Late Show, Aaron Cohen, and the 2-time champ, Lamar Odom. Check this out.
Bleacher Report just came out with an article with 4 trade packages for AD, and I want to know what you think. So the first one is a crazy trade. It's very simple. It's straight up AD and a first-round pick, one of them, for KD. Would you do that?
If I'm the LA Lakers?
If you're the Lakers.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And if the Nets would, if they would entertain that, then the Lakers would be stupid.
I don't think it's crazy to say because you look at Brooklyn right now with the whole Kyrie situation and the coaching situation because they were supposed to hire Udoka and now they're telling Joe Tsai to be careful with
just
that.
Give us KD.
Just give us KD, huh?
And go get Victor.
Again, to the point of depth is key. These guys are 3 dudes in a bag of bones. Maybe the 4th guy has a good game every 5 games.
Bag of bones, huh?
I mean, dude, come on. As far as NBA
Austin
players
Reeves,
go,
man, it's a little bag of bones.
He's
over
not.
there.
He's like the 8th man on the team.
I know.
Not a 4th guy.
Bag of bones.
In regards to an NBA player, obviously he's incredible. But
Rob Pelinka was very starry-eyed when he put together this team. Also an Ellie Goulding song right there for you. Yeah. No, I mean,
She better retweet the show.
but that's the distinction, right, between the Jazz and this team is that 3 through 10 looks completely different. We're talking about Mike Conley, who you mentioned could be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. He's a one-time All-Star. It's a stretch, like that he makes the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But he would be incredibly valuable on this Lakers
The third
team.
best player on the team, no doubt, and maybe like the most important team because they need a point guard
For sure.
Because Kendrick Nunn not doing it. Their 3 through 10 is armpit fart central down the line, like Garbaggio. No, let's take it serious. This is one of the more moving clips we've ever definitely had on the show and have seen with Bleav. So we're going to your mom, Ashley Adamson, Lisa McCaffrey, and their guest, Steph Curry's mom, Sonya Curry. Check this clip out.
It was healing to tell the story in the book, because I know there's lots of people out there, men and women. I know it really comes down to the woman's body and all that, but there are men out there that are trying to be partners in making these kind of decisions, and there's partners, men out there who don't even get a say in that because it just happens and they don't ever know about it or not. But the simple fact that people are having to make this decision every single day, every second of the day out there that we'll never know about, for me to be able to share that story with people, to know, one, so many people are struggling with it, and it's okay. It's okay that you are struggling with it. The second is that, the decision that I made to keep him at that point is also countered with the decision that I made to not carry through with a previous pregnancy. And so God just bringing it all together and just showing me being able to just say, hey, here's this decision I made in this point, and look at the blessing that he has become. And I just thank God for that. And I just say to God that it was meant to be, and to not carry judgment. You don't have to carry a lot of judgment forever. Give ourselves some grace in making the decision with what we had to make the decision with when we made it. But all things, my favorite scriptures, all things work together for the good of those called according to his purposes in Christ Jesus. And so it all worked out. And there's Stephen, and look what he's doing. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing to me.
It just really is an incredible and like open and honest story that she's sharing. And well, thank you to your mom group for like letting us use the clip, and thank you to Sonya for sharing. And I want to say,
thank you, moms. Thank you, moms across the world.
Yeah.
And she wrote about that in her book.
She wrote about it in her book, which obviously is incredibly brave to talk about and to bring up again in this conversation. And it's not something we often think about, that, these athletes that we revere and love watching every Sunday for the NFL guys, every night for the NBA and any other sport, like they have a mom who brought them into the world, who in some cases like this had a really tough decision to make. And it's just, you just never think about that stuff. So to have that perspective and to add that to what we now get to watch, and we love watching Steph Curry. We're all huge fans of him on the show.
And before we wrap this segment up, I want to say, to me, he has entered the Mount Rushmore of most pivotal basketball players of all time. Him, LeBron, Magic, and MJ are the 4 most important basketball players of all time, and the way he changed the game.
And once again, while the Warriors haven't started off hot, he has.
47 points. He's insane.
He's crushing it.
He's the best of the best. All right, Josh Fisher, Alexander tossed me the rock to Sopolis. Best of the best DJ. Nikki Snacks. Kreider got you, bro. Best to Bleav right here on Stadium. We'll be right back. It's the charity stripe pitch of free throws because they are free. Joshua Fisher, Alexander, toss me the rock to Sopolis. DJ, Nikki Snacks. Kreider. Best of Bleav right here on Stadium. We're going to Bleav in Astros. The defending champs head to the off season. Jeff Blum, Jeff Balke talk expectations.
So let's dig a little bit into this offseason as we get started. Dusty Baker is re-signing. Looks like a 1-year deal. It's supposedly today in a couple hours here. It's 9:15 now. So I think that was inevitable. I think everybody assumed that Dusty would be back. And And I think, another 1-year deal is the right thing for him. He's getting close to retirement. Let's be honest. I think he wants to finish this out.
Years old, I think.
Yeah, 73. Yeah. But he wants to, he said, I won one, I'm going to win a two. Who can blame him?
Who can blame him? But, I almost felt like once the World Series was over, I was wondering if Jim Crane was just going to slide a piece of paper across and, you put the deadline on there. Whenever you walk away, you walk away. But, of course Dusty wants to come back. I was thinking about this, and we'll get into this. This is what the postseason's about, is to try and evaluate where your team is, what adjustments they're going to make, hopefully moving forward. And these are going to be obviously all of our opinions and some of the stuff that we hear. But if you're Dusty Baker and his knowledge of this roster and sitting back and going, okay, we just won a World Series pretty handily and dominantly with this roster, and there's only going to be a couple of pieces possibly maybe moved off this roster, and there might be 1 or 2 enhancements we can make to this thing. But I got the core group of my guys coming back. Hell yeah, I want to sign back and see if we can't do this again.
Shout out to the Jeffs getting on the charts for a baseball podcast.
Yeah. Big top 5 podcast in all of the world in baseball. And this team, we were talking about it earlier, like they were extremely plug and play. They lost Carlos Correa. Their franchise is incredible. And then Jeremy Pena comes in, and what does he do? Absolutely.
World Series MVP.
Verlander's going to win the Cy Young probably. They had Valdez who can make his argument for it. And assuming Verlander comes back, they're the defending champs and the favorites to do it again. Altuve, Alvarez is only going to get better. He's so young. Tucker, like
my little friend,
your little friend, Alex Bregman, LSU Tiger,
the real
Tigers,
little friend.
The real little friend. I mean, this team, Altuve is a real little friend.
It's a bunch of little friends,
bunch of little dudes running around having fun. A little backyard baseball over there in Houston.
Jordan.
They should go.
They should go. Ain't no little boy.
They should go Halloween as the dwarves and Snow White.
And Dusty Baker, Snow White. That'd be electric. I mean, look, he gets
bring him
his
back though. I'm so for it. What they were talking about, like bring Dusty back. Let him do it.
He's
again.
back. Yeah, he's got one more year. He's going to run it back. And I think once you get over the hump and get the the monkey off your back, Dusty, there's no reason why they can't do it and should do it again. Let's go to a team that has a bit more turmoil potentially coming their way and a big question. A number 99. All rise. Mike Stanton. Multiple World Series winner. Pete Caldera, Bleav in Bronx. Talk Aaron Judge.
Judge made that wager on his own talent and his own performance.
Right.
And now he's reaping the benefits of that, holding a winning Powerball ticket. You got to still think the Yankees hold the high cards in this because of the relationship and where they are and where they know they can spend and the fact that they can outspend anyone if they have to. I'm just wondering if they didn't squander this this opportunity to really make an aggressive first strike at Judge, present one of their best offers right away and knock it out of the park and say, go beat this number because, this was their exclusive winner to talk to him, and that's leaving them.
Well, but the problem with that is if you put your best foot forward first, what happens if somebody does trump it? What if somebody does come in and comes above it and you're like, well, we've already, that really was our best offer. Now, the Yankees can always up it, but there is a number. There is and who knows what that number is. And Brian Cashman might not even know, but there is a never exceed number. And so, you just don't know what that is. And going into this, knowing who his representation is, knowing that this is his first time in free agency, and a lot of players want to go through the song and dance, even if Aaron Judge feels like he's absolutely going to be back with the Yankees.
This is it, dude. I mean, there was lore, Like, I don't really remember the Barry Bonds, McGuire, Sosa moment. I was like, we were kids. We were 5, 6 years old. The 62 home run season, I had never seen anything like it in my entire life. I mean, they were like during...
Wait. You don't remember Barry?
I do, but like not like... I didn't experience
we weren't there
like
for
this,
the Barry Bonds show.
Y'all,
during...
I guess...
I don't realize... I
had an older brother who was 6 years older than me, so I think we watched we would turn Barry Bonds on every time he was playing.
Yeah, I watched Barry Bonds, but I wasn't really as cognizant as I wish I was for what he was doing, and steroids are not how incredible it was. Whereas this guy, like, you'd be watching college football on like a Saturday, and they'd flash his at-bats as he chased 60 home runs like he's doing 95 on the highway in a white Bronco. Like, it's...
Like, you can't let that guy go.
Oh my God! If
Like-
you're the Yankees, you get outbid.
You're the team or the organization that's always pride themselves in us not getting outbid. We're going to spend money with the New York Yankees. That's the guy that you don't lose out on. That's it, plain and simple. If you're Aaron Judge too, like you want to be the king of New York, you want to bring a championship back to New York baseball, you're going to cement yourself as one of the greatest Yankees of all time. There's only a few of those guys.
And if he plays close to a full season, we know what he can do. He's done 50 plus twice. It's no accident. Like, this is a 50 plus home run type guy, a savior lineup, which he did. He put that team on his back this year, guy. And if you were the Yankees and you get outbid for this guy, pack your bags, stick a fork in yourself, front office. You are done.
Also, if he goes to San Francisco, his home runs are going to decline.
Yeah, I mean, if he leaves and they let him walk, talk about a walk of shame those guys are doing out of the clubhouse. They're first of all, the Blue Jays jump them. The Rays will find a way.
Who knows what the Red Sox will do?
Lord help me. The Red Sox better smell blood in the water. I don't think it's going to happen, but the Yankees cannot lose out on Aaron Judge. I'm just stating that right now. It'd be the most embarrassing thing I think I've ever seen in sports.
Are we about to see a ton of Aaron Judge commercials?
Probably. I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
Like
if he
endorsements
resigns,
just out the wazoo.
Yeah, everyone's waiting for it, but you'll see him join the State Farm crew. All right, we're leaving. We're out of here. Great time. We'll see you guys next time with our Aaron Judge contracts. Joshua Fisher, Alexander Rocktasopoulos, DJ Nikki Snacks Kreider, the Charity Stripe fans out there. Drag both feet inbound, swing in a full count, rip that puck, hit that putt, hit your PKs because they free, and hit your free throws. Why, guys?
Because they're free.
Because they are free. We out you. We love ya.